I'm Dave, an information developer of the Internet of Things. Stage 1. Getting Xdrip Plus and AAPS onto your Galaxy Watch 6 and 7 by sideloading it. I'm now going to show you how to get Xdrip Plus from your mobile onto a Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 with Wear Installer 2. You must already have Xdrip Plus installed into your mobile. This process has changed a little since Google released the March 2023 firmware update and from when I last did my video on installing the TicWatch Pro. After you reset your Samsung Galaxy Watch 6, you'll need to pair your watch with your phone over Wi-Fi, and you'll need to specify a randomized port each time you connect. I would recommend that you connect your watch to a power charger and turn it on, then go to Developer Options on my watch, and turn on Stay Awake while charging option. To get your watch into developers mode, swipe down and select the gear icon. Go down to the bottom and select About Watch. Go down to Software Information. Then tap on Software Version 5 times. If you go back by swiping from the left of your watch twice, you will see the developer option to select it. Now go down to ADB Debugging and turn it on. Are you sure? Tap Yes. Also, go a little further down to the Wireless Debugging and turn it on, for it to be paired to your watch. We're going to need to pair our watch with our phone to transfer Xdrip Plus from mobile to the watch. We only must do this once. The watch will remember the pairing for future sessions. We did not need to do these previous times when we sideload the watch, but now we do. I have already got Xdrip Plus to my watch, but I will show you the process again for this tutorial. So now, you will need to select the Pair New Device option. But before you do this, we will need to install Wear Installer 2 from the Google Play Store. If you're using the app for the first time, there are some instructions here about how everything works. The important thing is to enter the IP address of your watch in the box provided here. Now here's the part that has changed and is different from the previous installations. Now we go to the 3 dots menu at the top and select Pair with Watch. There's some further explanation here which is worth reading. But let's tap Enable. And you'll see we're asked for the pairing code and the pairing port, and these are what is currently shown on your watch when you select Pair a new device. So, I'm going to enter them in the box given. Just leave a space between the pairing code and the pairing port. And then tap Done. I get a message attempting to pair. You will get a message to pair and get successfully paired. This can take a moment. If all went smoothly, go back to the watch. We can see a new entry under Paired Devices. And that is my Android mobile. Now paired with the watch and appearing there. So now on the backing Wear Installer 2 I'm on the start screen and you can see an extra box is shown, and this is for the randomized port. This port number changes every time you enable wireless debugging on your watch. You can see the port here on your watch, it's 38989. So, this now needs to be entered into the box. And now we can start to get Xdrip Plus over from your mobile onto your watch. This process also needs to be done in 2 different ways, depending on what you are trying to do. Select Done. In my case, I want to install Xdrip Plus and I also want to install Android APS onto my watch as well. If you have used the Wear installer before, you'll be familiar with the app. You can select an installed app here, or you can tap on Custom APK to go to the Downloads folder. In our setup, we need to use the installer app for Xdrip and use the custom APK for the Android APS installation. So select Installed Apps for Xdrip and scroll down to the bottom to select it. You will now see it's established a connection with my watch, which is great. And you will be able to tap the Install button. Sending the APK file over Wi-Fi from the phone to the watch just takes a few seconds, and you will get a message that it's Success app installed onto watch. Now we are finished with the first part and Xdrip Plus is now installed onto your watch. You can now tap Finish. If you are just going to install Xdrip Plus and not AAPS, then you get a reminder to turn off ADB debugging on the watch. Do a long press on your main screen and swipe left to the plus at watch face and select it. Scroll down until you find the Xdrip Plus watch face you would like. And if you do have any problems with what I've just shown you, or if anything goes wrong, the best idea is to restart both the watch and the phone and try again. If you have got your AAPS Wear APK already made and in your download folder, then carry on with this video. If you have not got it ready, see my other video on how to generate signed bundle or APK for Wear AAPS Watch Faces on YouTube. I will add links in the description. But if you are happy with just using Xdrip Plus watch faces, then turn off ADB debugging to save battery. Like the Xdrip Plus, you will also need AAPS Release APP already installed on your mobile phone before you install the Release_Wear version. The Release_APP version has to be the same as the ReleaseWear version. For this to work, you cannot have an older Release APP version to a newer ReleaseWear version, so make sure they are the same version. We will quickly install Android APS now. Go to My Files and Downloads folder, or wherever you have put your AAPS Release APP app file, and select Release APP. Select App Full Release.app. Package Installer. Install. More details drop down. Install anyway. Open. Allow all permissions. You are going to need to set a profile and settings for Android APS. If you need help on this, then try joining the Facebook AAPS Users U.K group or the main AAPS Users group to learn more. You will need to make a master password for when you do import and export to save your settings. Make sure to keep it in a safe place. Go through the setup wizard. I skipped this bit as I will use my import settings for my setup setting to be restored. But if it's your first time, then fill the details in and then do a restart. I'm just adding my profile settings here, so I can carry on showing you the rest of the setup process after installing AAPS. You will not have CGM readings yet until you add settings into Xdrip Plus for them to show up. AAPS can get glucose readings from various sources. You can use AAPS on its own, but I prefer to have both Xdrip Plus and AAPS installed, and use Xdrip Plus as my data source. Select the CGM Xdrip Plus icon at the bottom of AAPS, if it is showing. If not, then go back into Select the hamburger, and go down to Settings. Scroll down to the Inter-app settings, and select it. Turn on Broadcast locally and Xdrip Web Service. Select Identify Receiver and enter info.nightscout.android-apps. I will leave this code in the description for you. Once these settings are done, go back and select Less Command Settings, and verify Bluetooth is turned on. Make sure to check out Xdrip Plus recommended settings. It can take 5 to 10 minutes for readings to start showing up in AAPS after changing settings in Xdrip Plus. Please ignore my watch readings, as they are at the moment coming from a different mobile to be still giving me readings while I do this video setup. In the next stage, we will be adding AAPS Wear.apk to my watch. Just wait until you get a connection into AAPS. I will just quickly show you my AAPS settings. Wear in AAPS is one place you will be needing to use later if using Wear OS versions 3 and 4. If you're using the newer Wear OS5 version, this will be done in Galaxy Wearable app and not in AAPS. In Conf, your settings may need to be different from mine, depending on your setups. In BD Source, I selected Xdrip Plus BG. I'm not on an Omnipod or pump yet, so I have selected Virtual Pump. On the synchronization options, I have chosen NS Client for my Nightscout setup settings to be added. My Tide Pool settings I have also set up. You will need to set up an account. Then Xdrip Plus options again. These are my settings. I have also turned on the Wear option and done these settings for Wear watches. Also selected the Samsung Tizen option. And lastly Garmin, as I also have a Garmin watch. AAPS can get glucose readings from various sources, but it cannot read directly a CGM on itself. Others are Bioda, or Nightscout, or some links that communicate with your CGM. See all options in Settings BD Source. Stage 3. Getting AAPS Wear.app onto your watch with Wear Installer 2. Now we need to go back into the Wear Installer 2 app on your mobile and add your port number again to connect to the Galaxy Watch 6. If you have any trouble doing this, then start again by turning on wireless debugging and pairing the new device again. This time you will need to select the custom APK to install your AAPS Wear Installer app that you have made by yourself in Android Studio and put it into your download folder. I quickly selected my files to get to the download folder. I'm now going to the Android APS folder where I have put both the Wear app and Release APP. Select the Release Wear folder. Now I'm selecting the Wear full release.app file I made in Android Studio Hedgehog version. Now up to version Mercat 3.3.2.0. Select Continue. Make sure to select any pop-up, normally it says OK, on your watch for permissions. If you miss it, swipe down from your watch. Select Install, and wait for it to install. This takes a little longer than when you do Xdrip Plus. Android APS is now successfully installed onto your Galaxy Watch 6. Click Finished. Now go and turn off wireless debugging and ADB debugging. Adding tiles to your watch. I'm not going to go into this too much, as I have already given instruction on how to do this process. So see my link for further details adding other AAPS custom watch faces. But I will give you a quick rundown on the process of adding tiles. Go to Samsung Wearable. Select Tiles. Now add AAPS Actions, AAPS Quick Wizard and AAPS Temp Target. Select Manage. This will allow you to rearrange the tiles or add or delete them. You will need to have AAPS Wear APK file side loaded onto your watch first, before it will show up in Galaxy Wearable. Don't forget to save. Stage 5. Adding more custom watch faces. First thing we need to do is install Samsung's Wearable from Google Play Store. Do a search for Wearable. And install Galaxy Wearable. Just follow through its process. And register if you've not already done it before, and pair it to your Galaxy Watch 7. The next app you need to install is GlucoDataHandler, also from the Play Store. Both of these applications need to be installed. You will install Guru, Diabetes Log Tracker after this one. Allow all your permissions in the application. These are some of my settings I turned on in GlucoDataHandler. Go to Settings, Watch, at the bottom, and turn on Xdrip Plus. If you click on the watch faces, you can get to where you install Diabetic Maskman DMM Watch Faces to download to your watch. Also, GDC Watch Faces. But I'm not sure if these will work with AAPS. Please let me know in the comments below. But anyway, you can install these from here if you want to. Not sure though about these GDC sort, which I've never tried these sort. That's it, on these options. Now go back. And then go to Sources. And in here, select Local Application. These are the options I have enabled, starting with Gluco. Yours may be different, Xdrip Plus, and Android APS. Dexcom, Bioda, AAPS I do not use. Go back and then select the Cloud Services for more options. You can enable your Dexcom or Nightscout, depending on which data source you want to use. Dexcom Share, you just add your username and password you use to log into your Dexcom account. Nightscout, you need to add your Nightscout URL in and then it allows you to turn it on. Your data source is coming from GlucoDataHandler, but I have also turned on setting in Xdrip Plus for smartwatch feature. But depending on what setup you have and what data source you're going to use will need to get into GlucoDataHandler. There are other Xdrip Plus settings to change, which I will show further on in my video. One of the first thing you need to decide is what data source you're going to use. Then go into GlucoDataHandler, go to Sources, Local Applications, is to be picking which ones you want to be using, Gluco, Xdrip Plus, AAPS and so on. Once you know, then look in each of the applications section you're going to use. And in Local Applications, will help with explaining what each application will explain what settings you need to be changing for that application's settings. So, say you want to use Android APS. You can see in here to get what settings you need to change in Android APS to receive values from Android APS from your CGM. This is the same for Xdrip Plus and so on. You also can do the same for your cloud services, such as Libre LinkUp, Dexcom Share, and Nightscout. It also tells you how to get Dexcom Share, which you will have to see another setup to do this process. I will add a link to how you set up a Dexcom Share. This process will not work with a Dexcom one, as you need a Dexcom follow app for which product you're using. I tested with Dexcom G6 and everything worked. If you are going to use Nightscout, all you need to do is add your Nightscout URL and turn it on. Stage 6. Adding Diabetic Maskman watch faces. There are many ways to install these types of watch faces. You can do a search from Google Play Store on your PC, or you can do a search on the watch. You can also sideload them too by going to Diabetic Maskman repository. I will add all the links into the description and show you two ways to do it. Google Play on PC and Google Play on the watch. The quickest way I found is to go to Google Play Store on your watch by swiping up and searching for DMM or DMM 17 and directly download them to your watch. To get numbers from the watch, swipe up again and select. Select Install. Select the DMM 17 Diabetic Watch Face XL again. Then select Set if you manage to catch it. If you miss hitting it, then just go to your Samsung Wear application on the mobile. Now go to your Samsung Wear application. Select Watch Faces. Scroll down to the bottom and find the DMM 17 you have just installed. Double-click it. And then press your back button to go to Watch Faces again. And then select Customize. A complication is a small widget on the watch face that displays additional information beyond just the time. On Samsung Galaxy watches running Wear OS, complications can show data like calendar date and calendar events, heart rate and health stats, weather and temperature, full battery levels, watch and phone, musical note, music controls, Spotify, YouTube Music, fitness tracking, steps, calories, workout. We are going to add a glucose complication to the DMM 17 with GlucoDataHandler and AAPS from the list. If you do not have AAPS installed, then these options won't be available to use, so just use a different one from mine. In the first testing I selected the 7th one. In color I selected the 3rd one. In complication 1, I selected the graph 3x1. Complication 2, I selected the battery level, watch. Complication 3, GlucoDataHandler, I selected the glucose trend, big. Complication 4, AAPS, I selected the BR and IOB. Select the BR and IOB. Complication 5, GlucoDataHandler, I pick the glucose delta and timestamp. Select the delta and timestamp. Complication 6, exercise, was to pick the exercise bike. Pick the exercise bike. Complication 7, Samsung Health, and finally, I pick the heart rate. Select heart rate. You should now have a DMM 17 watch face onto your Galaxy device and working. Stage 2, Creative Extremes, CX014. I will be going to Google Play Store on the PC to do this setup process. I will not be going into as much information with this video, as both ways are very similar, so please refer to my first video. I will add all links into the description for you.